Stop throwing your money away. 15. Common spending traps to avoid. Do you ever get to the end of the month and wonder where all your money went? You're trying to save, but somehow it just seems to vanish. What if I told you that small, seemingly harmless spending habits are silently draining your bank account? Stick around, because today we're uncovering 15 surprising ways you might be wasting money without even realizing it. Imagine effortlessly saving more money each month, watching your savings grow, and feeling financially secure. Sounds good, right? The secret isn't necessarily earning more. It's often about plugging the leaks in your spending. Inspired by the wisdom of savvy investors like Warren Buffett, we're diving into 15 common money pits that could be holding you back from your financial goals. Let's be honest, managing finances can feel overwhelming. But what if mastering your money was simpler than you think? Often, the biggest financial gains come from cutting out the waste. Today, we're pinpointing 15 specific things that are likely costing you a fortune over time. Get ready to take control and make your money work for you, not against you. Ever wonder why money disappears by month's end, even when you try to save? While some save effortlessly, many live paycheck to paycheck. The answer often lies in the silent waste of hard-earned money. Inspired by Warren Buffett's wisdom, we'll explore 15 common wasteful habits. Buffett is known for his wealth, simple lifestyle, and lessons on avoiding unnecessary spending. Today's insights stem from his disciplined approach. You might be shocked how subtly money slips away. Imagine finding and eliminating these leaks. Think about redirecting that saved money to build savings, invest, pay debt, or fund a passion. How much could your financial well-being improve? Changing habits seems daunting, but we'll break it down step by step. Small adjustments count. By the end, you'll be closer to mastering finances using proven principles. Before diving in, comment below. What's one savings tip you use or plan to try? Sharing experiences helps us learn together. Have you analyzed where your money goes? Often, the issue isn't earnings, but spending habits, especially small, seemingly insignificant purchases that add up, undermining financial security as money trickles away. Financial success hinges on pinpointing wasteful expenses and cutting them out. But fundamentally, you need a clear goal for saving. Purpose gives meaning to saving. Whether for retirement, a dream trip, financial freedom, or emergencies, a clear destination motivates. A guiding philosophy. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. This reminds us that eliminating waste and living intentionally brings richer satisfaction and freedom. You need less than you think. So, before exploring the 15 money drains, reflect. What's your financial goal? Define it now. Saving needs purpose. With purpose, trimming excess becomes empowering, not sacrifice. All right, let's get started. Number 1. Bulk purchases that expire. Buying in bulk often feels like a smart financial move, especially when you spot a tempting deal and the price per unit seems significantly lower. The allure of stocking up on food or household products to save money in the long run is strong. But pause and ask yourself honestly, will you realistically be able to use everything before it spoils or expires? Too often, we overestimate our consumption needs and end up purchasing far more than necessary. Consequently, we find ourselves throwing away expired food or unused products, turning what should have been savings into literal garbage. Consider this common scenario. You bring home an enormous bag of almonds or dried fruit, feeling pleased with your economical purchase. But weeks turn into months, the bag gets pushed to the back of the pantry, and when you finally rediscover it, the contents are stale, past their best, or worse, completely expired. This happens far more frequently than most of us care to admit, transforming a supposedly savvy purchase into pure wasted money. The solution? It's straightforward. Plan your purchases based on your actual, realistic consumption patterns. If you live alone or in a small household, or if your storage space is limited, think very carefully before loading your cart with giant packages. Sometimes buying less truly is more, and you end up saving significantly more than you initially imagined. In the United States alone, estimates suggest that a staggering 30 to 40% of the food supply goes to waste each year. That translates to billions of dollars literally thrown in the trash. Avoiding this kind of waste can make a substantial difference to your personal bottom line. Number 2, impulsive shopping in stores. Retail stores are masters of psychology, meticulously designed environments engineered to encourage you to spend more than you initially intended. Everything from the subtle background music and the strategic store layout to the precise placement of products on shelves is calculated to trigger impulse buys. Have you ever noticed how shopping carts, particularly in large stores like Target or Walmart, seem almost comically oversized for just a few items? That's not an accident. It subconsciously encourages you to fill them. Think about it. How many times have you walked into a supermarket or department store with the intention of buying just one specific thing, only to emerge later with a basket overflowing with items you hadn't even considered purchasing? That tempting package of cookies on a special display, that stylish t-shirt you suddenly felt you needed. It's incredibly easy to get swept up in the moment. These seemingly small impulse purchases rapidly accumulate and can wreak serious havoc on your monthly budget. The most effective defense against this common trap is surprisingly simple, yet requires discipline. Make a detailed shopping list before you leave the house, and crucially, commit wholeheartedly to sticking strictly to that list. It might sound trivial, but you'd be amazed at the financial difference this single habit can make. Set a firm budget for your shopping trip beforehand and actively resist the allure of unplanned additions. Another helpful trick? Avoid shopping when you're feeling hungry or overly tired. In these states, our brains are more susceptible to seeking quick gratification, which often translates into more impulsive spending. So, the next time you head to the market or any retail store, arm yourself with a detailed list and observe the positive impact it has on your budget. Your wallet will undoubtedly thank you for this extra layer of discipline. Number 3, playing the lottery. Buying lottery tickets can feel like clutching a magical key, a potential shortcut to instantly transforming your life overnight. Who among us hasn't occasionally daydreamed about winning millions with just one lucky ticket? However, the stark reality is that the statistical probability of this actually happening is astronomically low. To put it in perspective, the odds of winning the grand prize in the popular US Powerball lottery are roughly 1 in 292 million. Statistically speaking, you are far more likely to be struck by lightning, with odds around 1 in 15,300, than you are to hit the lottery jackpot. The inescapable truth is that regularly spending money on lottery tickets is essentially throwing money away. Those few dollars spent each week might seem insignificant in isolation, but over months and years they accumulate into a considerable sum that could have been put to much better use. And what tangible return do you typically get for this expenditure? Mostly just the fleeting hope of astronomical luck, while that same money could have been actively working for you through more reliable forms of investment. Instead of chasing improbable jackpots, consider redirecting that lottery money towards avenues that offer a genuine, predictable return. Investing consistently in a high-yield savings account, exploring mutual funds, or contributing to a retirement plan might not offer the same instant thrill as the dream of winning millions, but it represents a far safer, smarter, and more dependable strategy for building wealth over the long term. With prudent investing, your money grows steadily, and your financial improvement doesn't depend entirely on beating impossible odds. Number 4. Bank fees and credit card charges. Hidden bank fees and accumulating credit card charges represent some of the most significant, yet often unnoticed, drains on personal finances. Many people pay these fees month after month without even realizing the cumulative impact. These seemingly small charges, things like monthly account maintenance fees, exorbitant interest rates on outstanding balances, overdraft penalties, and even fees for using ATMs outside your bank's network, silently add up, gradually eroding your budget. It's a type of insidious expense that frequently flies under the radar, but can make a substantial difference to your savings over the course of a year. For instance, consider this staggering statistic. In 2019 alone, Americans collectively spent an astonishing $4 billion just on late fees for credit cards. And that figure doesn't even include the crippling cost of interest charges, which, if you don't pay your statement balance in full each month, can quickly spiral into an unmanageable debt snowball. Furthermore, many traditional banks still impose monthly maintenance fees, meaning you could be paying for basic banking services that are readily available for free from other institutions. The good news, however, is that most of these fees are entirely avoidable with a little awareness and action. Today, numerous digital banks and credit unions offer checking and savings accounts with absolutely no monthly fees, often including reimbursements for ATM charges incurred elsewhere. When it comes to credit cards, the secret weapon is simple discipline. Always pay the entire statement balance on or before the due date. This single habit allows you to completely avoid dreaded interest charges and steer clear of late payment penalties. Take some time now to meticulously review your bank statements and credit card bills. Identify all the fees you're currently paying and actively investigate cheaper or ideally free alternatives. Believe me, those small amounts you save today can accumulate into significant savings by the year's end. Number 5. Paying extra for branded medications. When dealing with health matters, our natural inclination is to seek out the very best available care and treatment. Often, we subconsciously associate the best with familiar, well-known brand names, which usually come with a higher price tag. However, a crucial fact often overlooked is that generic medications contain the exact same active ingredients, are held to the same rigorous quality and safety standards, and offer the same therapeutic effectiveness as their branded counterparts. The only significant difference typically lies in the price, and that difference can be substantial. You might be paying double, triple, or even more simply for the privilege of a recognizable brand name and its associated marketing budget. For example, it's not uncommon to spend $30 or more on a branded over-the-counter pain reliever when a generic version, containing the identical active chemical compound and dosage, costs half that amount or even less. This means you are essentially paying a premium for packaging and advertising, not for superior quality or enhanced medicinal effectiveness. In the vast majority of cases, the generic alternative will perform the exact same function just as effectively. The practical tip here is simple but powerful. Always ask your doctor or pharmacist if a generic alternative is available for any medication prescribed to you. You'll discover that generic options exist for most common drugs, and opting for them can generate considerable savings over time without compromising your health or the efficacy of your treatment in any way. Number 6. Expensive beverages at restaurants. Ordering a beverage when dining out might seem like a small, harmless addition to your meal, a simple part of the experience. However, the markup on drinks in restaurants is often significantly higher than most people realize. A simple glass of soda, which costs the restaurant mere pennies to produce, can easily end up adding $3, $4, $5, or even more to your final bill. And when it comes to alcoholic beverages like wine, beer, or cocktails, the price inflation can be even more dramatic, with profit margins sometimes exceeding a staggering 1,000%. What this means is that, often without consciously thinking about it, you could be significantly inflating your restaurant expenses simply by ordering drinks. These costs add up quickly, especially for families or frequent diners. A very simple alternative is to opt for tap water, which is typically offered free of charge. It's a small change, yes, but one that can have a surprisingly positive impact on your dining budget over time. The next time you eat out, try making water your default choice instead of sodas, juices, or cocktails. Besides being a healthier option for your body, the difference you see on the final bill might genuinely surprise you. And if you truly enjoy a specific alcoholic drink, consider reserving it for special occasions enjoyed at home, where the cost per serving is dramatically lower. Number 7. Clothes and accessories you don't truly love. How many times have you purchased an article of clothing or an accessory primarily because it was heavily discounted, or because you vaguely thought it might be useful for some hypothetical future occasion, only to have it hang unworn in your closet indefinitely? This is one of the most common traps leading to wasted money and cluttered wardrobes. When we buy something that we merely like but don't genuinely love, the probability is high that the item will ultimately end up neglected, gathering dust, and taking up valuable space. The simple truth is that spending money on clothes or accessories you aren't excited about is a significant waste. A highly effective approach to combat this is to rigorously apply the love it or leave it rule. If, when trying on an item, you don't feel an immediate sense of excitement or envision yourself wearing it frequently and with pleasure, then it's probably not a worthwhile investment, no matter the price tag. Shifting your focus from quantity to quality is also immensely helpful. Cultivating a smaller, more curated wardrobe filled with high-quality pieces that you genuinely adore and wear regularly is far more efficient and economical in the long run than constantly filling your closet with cheap, trendy, or just okay items that rarely see the light of day. The next time you find yourself shopping for clothes, pause before heading to the checkout. Ask yourself honestly, do I absolutely love this? Will I reach for it often? If the answer isn't a resounding yes, it might be wisest to leave it behind. This disciplined approach not only saves you money, but also prevents the accumulation of unnecessary clutter in your home and simplifies your daily choices. Number 8. Unused subscriptions. In today's digital age, it's incredibly easy to accumulate a multitude of subscriptions for services you barely use or may have even forgotten signing up for altogether. Whether it's that streaming platform you haven't logged into for months, a premium app you downloaded on a whim, or a digital magazine subscription that just clutters your inbox. These unused subscriptions are major culprits in the silent draining of finances. They typically involve relatively small monthly charges that seem insignificant individually, but when added up over an entire year, they can easily amount to hundreds of dollars simply thrown away. Consider this. A recent study revealed that approximately 2/3 of consumers admit to forgetting about at least one recurring subscription payment they are making. This collective forgetfulness results in an average of around $240 wasted per person annually on unwanted subscriptions. While $240 might not seem like a life-changing amount initially, think about what you could alternatively do with that money if it were consistently saved, invested, or used for something you genuinely value. The solution here is proactive and straightforward. Conduct a regular subscription audit. Set aside a few minutes every few months to meticulously review your bank statements and credit card bills. Identify every recurring charge and honestly assess whether you are still using and deriving value from that service. Cancel anything you haven't actively used in recent months without hesitation. This small periodic effort can unlock significant savings and free up valuable room in your budget for expenditures that truly matter to you. Number 9. Paying for Wi-Fi in hotels. Charging guests separately for Wi-Fi access in hotels is a practice that, while thankfully becoming less prevalent, still persists surprisingly often, particularly in certain types of establishments or specific locations. What's particularly curious and often frustrating for travelers is that even some high-end luxury hotels may still tack on this extra fee, which can easily range from $10 to $20 or sometimes even more per day. This might seem like a minor annoyance at first glance, but if you consider the duration of a typical week-long stay, the cost for internet access alone can quickly add up, potentially adding over $100 to your final bill. This feels especially wasteful when you realize you're paying a premium for something that is widely considered a basic, essential amenity in today's connected world. However, there's often a simple workaround. Many major hotel chains offer complimentary Wi-Fi access as a perk to members of their loyalty programs. What a lot of travelers don't realize is that signing up for these loyalty programs is almost always completely free and typically takes only a few minutes online or at the front desk. Well-known programs like Hilton Honors, Marriott Bonvoy, and World of Hyatt, for instance, routinely provide free standard Wi-Fi to registered members, often without requiring any minimum number of stays or points accumulated. So, before resigning yourself to paying that daily Wi-Fi charge on your next hotel stay, take a moment to check if the hotel has a loyalty program and if membership includes complimentary internet access. This small, proactive step can save you a noticeable amount of money and might even grant you access to other valuable member benefits, such as room upgrades or discounts on future stays. Number 10. Airline tickets and hotels. During peak season, traveling can be one of life's most rewarding experiences, offering new perspectives and cherished memories. However, without careful planning, travel can also become disproportionately expensive. One of the most common and costly mistakes travelers make is booking airline tickets and hotel accommodations during peak travel seasons. Prices surge dramatically during these periods due to heightened demand. This includes major holidays like Christmas and New Year's, popular long weekends, school vacation periods like spring break and summer holidays, and major local festivals or events. During these times, travel providers know they can charge premium rates, and they do. If you've ever attempted to book a spontaneous trip during one of these high-demand periods, you've likely experienced sticker shock firsthand. Hotels that might normally charge a reasonable $150 per night during the off-season can easily see their rates jump to $300, $400, or even higher when demand peaks. The same dramatic inflation applies to airline tickets, which can easily double or triple in price compared to off-peak fares. These seasonal price hikes can deliver a significant blow to your carefully planned travel budget. The most effective strategy to avoid these excessive costs is twofold. Either plan and book your travel well in advance, months ahead if possible, or, if your schedule allows, aim to travel during the shoulder seasons, the periods just before or after peak season, or the off-season. Traveling outside of peak times not only guarantees more affordable rates for flights and lodging, but often provides a more relaxed and enjoyable travel experience with fewer crowds. Furthermore, maintaining flexibility with your specific travel dates significantly increases your chances of finding exceptional deals and promotions. Number 11. Excessive international roaming charges. Traveling abroad without making adequate arrangements for mobile connectivity can lead to a nasty and expensive surprise when you return home and open your phone bill. International roaming charges imposed by domestic carriers are notoriously high. Simply using your phone as you normally would, making calls, sending texts, and especially using mobile data in another country without a suitable international plan can quickly result in charges amounting to hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The convenience of staying connected wherever you are is undeniable, but when the price for that connectivity becomes exorbitant, it represents a clear and avoidable waste of money. Fortunately, circumventing these steep roaming fees is much easier today than it used to be. Several excellent options exist. One increasingly popular solution is using an eSIM, embedded SIM, which allows you to download and activate a local or regional data plan directly onto your compatible smartphone without needing to physically swap out your SIM card. Another reliable strategy is to purchase a local prepaid SIM card as soon as you arrive at your destination airport or in the city center. Both of these alternatives are typically vastly cheaper than paying the default roaming rates charged by your home mobile provider. Before embarking on your next international journey, invest a little time researching the international packages or add-ons offered by your current carrier. Sometimes they offer reasonable short-term options. Compare those costs with the prices of eCM data plans available from various global providers online, or the typical cost of a local prepaid SIM card in your destination country. Making this informed choice before you travel can lead to substantial savings and eliminate the potential stress of facing a shockingly large phone bill upon your return. Number 12. Owning large cars. Incompatible with your lifestyle. Buying a large car like an SUV or pickup truck seems appealing for space, comfort, and perceived safety. However, for many, especially city dwellers or those without large families needing frequent transport, owning an oversized vehicle can be a significant ongoing waste of money. The costs are considerably higher, fuel consumption is greater, routine maintenance, tires, brakes, costs more, and insurance premiums are often steeper. If you don't genuinely need the extra capacity daily, you might be paying a premium for space you rarely use. A large SUV consumes more fuel than a compact car. Insuring it often costs more. Plus, parking and maneuvering bulky vehicles in cities can be a daily hassle. The sensible solution? Honestly assess your real lifestyle needs. If you drive mainly in the city for commuting or errands, a smaller, fuel-efficient model, perhaps hybrid or EV, is likely more economical and practical. The savings from lower fuel, maintenance, and potentially insurance costs mean more money in your pocket. Number 13. High fees in investment funds. When investing, often overlooked fees significantly impact long-term returns. Many don't realize administrative fees and expense ratios in funds quietly consume potential profits. High-fee funds, especially actively managed ones trying to outperform the market, often promise superior returns. But studies show most fail to beat benchmarks after fees. Even when achieving positive returns, higher fees inevitably eat away a significant chunk of your gains yearly. Consider the power of compounding fees. A seemingly small 1% difference in annual fees might appear negligible short-term. However, compounded over 20 or 40 years, that 1% difference can mean tens or hundreds of thousands less in your final balance compared to lower-cost options. It's a silent drain on wealth potential. The recommended solution, favored by experts like Warren Buffett, is shifting investments towards low-cost index funds, or ETFs. These passively managed funds track market indexes, like the S&P 500, with dramatically lower fees, often fractions of a percent. More capital works for you, compounding over time instead of paying high administrative costs. Historically, low-cost index funds often outperform higher-cost active funds long-term due to this cost advantage. Review your current investment fees. Seeking lower-cost alternatives could be one of your most impactful financial decisions. Number 14. expensive, bulky souvenir purchases. Traveling is fantastic, and bringing back a memento is natural. However, travelers often spend significantly on large, expensive, or cumbersome souvenirs that end up forgotten or cluttering the house. Besides consuming space, these pricey souvenirs represent questionable spending compared to more practical or experiential uses of travel funds. Elaborate statues, large paintings, or fragile crafts might seem appealing locally, but lose charm at home, failing to integrate with decor or lacking utility, often becoming dust collectors. Instead of splurging, consider a practical approach. Opt for smaller, lighter, meaningful items serving a purpose or evoking memory without breaking the bank or needing extra luggage. Think unique fridge magnets, keychains, local spices, postcards, or small wearable art like a scarf. These are easy to transport, inexpensive, and serve as frequent reminders of your trip. Next time you're tempted by a large souvenir, pause. Choose something you'll genuinely appreciate and integrate into life, not just add clutter, keeping your budget intact. Number 15, gifts for people who don't truly appreciate them. Gift giving should be a warm gesture. However, it can become an unnecessary expense and frustration when gifts aren't genuinely valued by the recipient. We've likely all experienced giving something thoughtful, only to see it received lukewarmly or never used. This mismatched gifting strains the giver's wallet and can cause disappointment. The true value isn't monetary price, but thoughtfulness, intention, and resonance with the recipient's needs or personality. Before buying an expensive object, invest effort in understanding what would genuinely make them happy. Often, people value quality time, shared experiences, event tickets, weekend getaway, acts of service, or heartfelt gestures, handwritten letter, home-cooked meal, more than another thing. Try understanding their love language. If a material gift might not be cherished, consider creating a positive experience, offering time, or engaging in meaningful conversation. These alternatives are often more impactful, strengthen connections, and frequently cost less. Successful gifting touches the heart, not just adds possessions. As we wrap up this exploration, you've hopefully gained valuable insights into how various, seemingly harmless financial decisions and common spending habits can silently sabotage your savings goals. But the most important takeaway isn't just identifying the problems. It's realizing that you now hold the power to change course. The tips and strategies discussed here, many inspired by the timeless principles of financial prudence championed by figures like Warren Buffett, aren't merely about pinching pennies. They represent fundamental building blocks for constructing a more prosperous, stable, and secure financial future. So, the critical question that remains is this: what will you do with this newfound knowledge? Will you continue falling into the same spending traps that compromise your long-term financial well-being? Or will you make a conscious decision, starting today, to apply these insights, take deliberate control of your spending, and steer your financial life in a more positive direction? Remember, every dollar you consciously choose not to spend unnecessarily on these wasteful items is a dollar that can be redirected towards building real wealth, achieving your most important financial goals, and ultimately attaining that much-desired sense of financial freedom. If you found this discussion helpful and are eager to learn even more powerful strategies for optimizing your finances, building wealth systematically, and transforming your relationship with money, let me know in the comments below. We can certainly explore more advanced tips in a future video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so you won't miss out on future content designed to empower your financial journey. Your brighter financial future starts right now with the small but powerful changes you choose to make today.